What's going on, guys? Joey Franzo here with Flex Training Systems, coming to you live from the car on the way to the gym. Doing this video in the car because I'm running out of time to sit in front of my computer and bust out my microphone. I'm literally going to shoot or record one more podcast before Nationals, which should be tomorrow. It's crazy to think that I'm going to be in Florida a week from this Saturday. It's Tuesday right now. Going to go squat. Typically I squat on Mondays, but I moved it to line things up with Nationals. Also, Monday was just a really bad day. Yesterday I actually went to the gym, saw how packed it was, ended up calling an audible, changing my entire training block to line things up for Nationals, and just said, you know what, I'm gonna get some sleep, I'm gonna rest up, and then I'm gonna come in and hit it, and finish strong. So granted, what I'm gonna be doing at Nationals is nothing too special. I am just trying to qualify for the Arnold and hit something decent. I am more interested in dropping more weight, getting eventually down to 93s. Granted, if I can stay healthy and do it, then I'd like to do that. I think it'd be fun to say that I've hit, over 1,700 in all three classes. That'd be pretty cool. But anyway, that's just me. For those of you that ordered shirts, we're going to have them all by tomorrow. We got some now. We're going to get the rest tomorrow. Those will all be going out. Thank you so much again to everyone. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah. What's the video about today? I just wanted to talk really quickly about dieting and some things that have really, really helped me lose the 27 pounds now from the Arnold till now. And first off, I want to say, you don't have to track macros to lose weight, but I find it very efficient. And, I just like to know what I'm putting in my body, and it allows me to kind of eat what I want and not have any guilt. I'm also very good at, once I hit my calories for the day, I just shut it down. Okay, I don't need any more food. But I will drink water. And then I want to talk a little bit about BCAAs at the end, because there's been some talk as to, are they placebo? Do they do anything? I do drink them literally every day, but I will tell you guys why. First, I wanted to say that the reason why I like, tracking macros and IFYM, whatever you want to call it, is because when we diet, we're going to go through various cravings, right? You're going to have cravings for different foods. You're going to want things, you're going to want to attend social gatherings, et cetera, et cetera. The further you progress into your diet, you're not going to be able to, eat certain things. For me, I know that my fats are heavily regulated. I'm not getting anywhere near 100 fat. I'm trying to keep it to 60. Sometimes I go up to 70. But as long as I stay within that range, some days I'm at 55. But I never go over my calories when I'm, on my low days, when I need to be on point. And I have a very wide variety of foods that I eat, but mainly I wanted to highlight sugar and salts. When you're constantly getting in sweets and salty foods, you don't really want anything. Those are the two kinds of things that you eat that are going to make you they could kind of trigger you into going crazy and binging and stuff like that. Let me just share with you guys my breakfast, for example. I don't have a lot of time to cook, nor do I like cooking and doing dishes and things like that. So what I do is I eat a lot of frozen things, or quick and easy things. And the only food that I have to really weigh out is my cereal. So I'll start my day off with let's say Frosted Flakes and, serving a Fairlife. That's 410 calories right there. So I'll have 3 servings of that. And my milk, I'm getting a ton of sweets, a ton of sugar, a lot of carbs to help me wake up. And then I will literally eat, half of a pizza, thin crust pizza. They're the California Pizza Kitchen ones. You don't have to have pizza. You can have eggs instead. You could have whatever, but something salty. You have bacon, whatever you like, as long as you're staying, reasonable. And then I'll have like a little, it's like a frozen burrito. You guys have seen my Snap story where my IG story, I'll literally take the entire box. They're like $1 each. I'll get like 15 of them. And I'm good to go for 15 should last me at least 2 weeks, possibly more. But in that in that breakfast, I'm getting a lot of carbs, a good amount of fats. I typically prefer to have my fats earlier in the day. A decent amount of protein. There's like, it's not a primary thing that I get, but like resource that I get from those foods. But later in the day, so like I have a little snack between that breakfast and my lunch, my lunch is usually an hour or two before training. But I'll have 2 scoops of just straight whey protein. I have no cravings at this point. I've had, all the sweets and salts and high fat from the breakfast that I've had. So I'm good. I literally have no craving at all. I have my whey, and then, before I train, it's just, a lot of carbs, Gatorade before V8. You guys saw that. Gatorade and V8 actually helps with the cravings because you're getting a ton of salt and a ton of sugar right there. Very, very low fat there. And I might have a little breakfast sandwich that I have frozen. Just heat it up. They're like 190 calories, good amount of protein, something like that. Then I'll train, and then I'll either come home and make a sandwich or something. I've been eating a lot of tuna mixed with chili beans, like ton of protein, good amount of micros, and occasionally I have salads here and there. And that's pretty much all that I eat. And I'm very content eating that food. I could literally eat that every single day. Occasionally, maybe like once in a while, I'll want a steak. But that, and I like fries a lot. You could just buy frozen fries and heat them up. That's really it. And I could literally do that all the time. I've done that for months and months and months. I never get bored of it because I'm getting in, I'm covering both ends of the spectrum. Some people, they go so low sodium, they never have any sodium, and they're always eating, fruits and really healthy foods, and they're keeping those sugars and salts down. And then they start to get really bad cravings, and then when they go off their diet, they fucking just go ham, and then they hate themselves. And they literally ruin months of work in like 3 days. So maybe it'll take like a week to get rid of all that. But it's a terrible feeling because, going back to your metabolic economy, we have a certain amount of metabolism that we can spend on dieting, right? Because you are gonna, I was eating like 3,500 plus calories when I was big, and now I'm maintaining around 2,800, 3,000. But that's a good amount of calories that I'm not eating anymore. So you don't want to relapse. And I think eating the foods that you want while you're dieting is just going to make it so you don't want to like binge on anything. And you'll hear a lot of natural bodybuilders when they get really, now granted, a lot of the stuff that they go through, we're not going to go through it. Like, I'm still above 10% body fat. I'm not going to get down to where you have like hormonal issues and you can't really, like, it starts to affect your mood and things like that. I'm not anywhere near that point. You'll hear a lot of them talk about how they don't have any cravings. They just want to eat more quantity. They don't want any specific food. They just want to eat more. I'm not even close to that point. And just having a large variety of foods in my diet, like I said, both ends of the spectrum, trying to keep my fats low, pushing my carbs super high, and then, a combination of non-linear dieting. So I'm doing 4 low days, 3 high carb days, and then just, you don't even really need to track those days because it's difficult to get in all the food. And that's helped me lose all that weight. I literally felt like I've done nothing. I walk on Sundays sometimes. I do my normal powerlifting training, and I sit, and I lost all that weight. And you don't have to eat the foods that I eat, but find something that you like, something sweet, and then something salty. I know Alberto Nunez likes cereal, and he also likes pizza. He makes like these giant cheese pizzas. The 4 cheese pizza is one of my favorite pizzas from the frozen pizza section. Thin crust, of course. And then, I eat Subway here and there. I eat, teriyaki chicken here and there. And I'm content. I really enjoy doing that, and I'm excited to continue to push. Maybe drop another 15 pounds and then make that cut to 93s down the road. To be very careful about doing it too quickly, just because squats beat me up when I am small. So, getting into BCAAs, before we wrap this up, I drink BCAAs because it's got some taste to it. It's like sweet, and it just gives me something to kind of look forward to. It's like, okay, I'm done with my food for the day, but I don't need to starve. I can drink my BCAAs, and technically they do have calories, but man, it's so like abysmal that, I mean, I don't even track my greens, and I don't track that. Like, why would I do that? It's like a calorie or two. Or even 5, who cares? You know what I mean? I think when you start getting down to tracking calories like that, finite's not the right word, that precise, it's kind of a little crazy. And like I said, we're like, if you're a powerlifter, I mean, this video can work for anyone, but if you're a powerlifter, like, you don't need to be super lean. I think it can actually work against you. So yeah, I drink it because it's something to look forward to. It is kind of sweet. Could just be a bunch of chemicals, but it's like water. Like, I drink it with my water. Some BCAAs do give me a headache, but the BPI is the brand that I use. It doesn't do shit. Like, it doesn't give me a headache. I feel fine when I drink it. Has no sodium. Not the healthiest diet. But, you know, I mean, I just got blood work done, and they're like, you're good to go. I take D3, I take multivitamin, I take calcium, and that's pretty much, you know, that covers it. Occasionally fish oil, but then that is extra fats. And I've noticed for myself personally, keeping the fats low is going to be one of the biggest, determinants of whether or not I'm going to be able to get fat off. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Quickly again on the BCAAs, leucine, like, technically, you know, there's some studies that you could argue are biased or not, saying that leucine helps with muscle protein synthesis. If it does, great. I haven't noticed anything. If it doesn't, you know, oh well. I like the BCAAs. There's like a 1% chance of it helping me or whatever, or let's say it does help and it gives me a little boost. Cool, that's great. If it doesn't, oh well. It keeps me from like wanting to eat food. Like, I maybe I have a fixation where I just need to constantly drink something. I am actually always drinking water. So once I shove my food down, I try to eat my last meal close to 8 p.m. You know, I don't eat again until like 11 the next day. So it's like I'm tracking macros, IFYM, flexible dieting, whatever, and I am kind of doing intermittent fasting because I'm only eating in a 9-hour window, but sometimes less. But that's worked really, really well for me. I try to keep my protein pretty high, and I know what I'm eating, and then on my high days I have like a little break. You know, I suffer for like 4 days, and then after that I'm good to go. So yeah, guys, I hope you're able to take something away from this video. If you guys are in the process of dieting, I know one of my guys right now is, and he is doing something similar, and he's seeing good results. Then yeah, take what you want from this and apply it to yourself. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and drop it below. Less than 2 weeks out from nationals right now, literally 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now, my girlfriend will be on the platform, and we'll have a lot of little people that have already finished lifting, and I'm excited for that. Excited to see you guys. I just got to good old zoo culture. I'm gonna go inside and see how these squats go today. I think we're hitting a 4x4. Other than that, keep your head up, peeps. We're all going through some shit. We're all in this, fighting, battling that fatigue, dealing with outside stresses, and trying to get as strong as we possibly can. So, you're not alone, motherfuckers. Alrighty, I'm rambling now. Ooh, look at this crispy parking spot. Alrighty, guys, I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.